Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Happy Saturday. Glad to have you guys on board once again here tonight. All about bouncing back tonight for the Celtics as they come in as a massive favorite on the line, a 20.5-point favorite on the spread tonight for this matchup. Celtics looking to snap that 2-game losing streak as their gauntlet of a schedule, last 3 games at Cleveland, at San Antonio, at OKC. That has come out to a close. Now back in their home floor and taking on the Washington Wizards tonight. Celtics, number 2 in the East, 43-23, 21-10 in their home court, going up against Washington, who's at the very bottom of the NBA, 16-49, 5-27 on the road, already eliminated from NBA playoff contention, and number 14 in the Eastern Conference. This should be a dub for the Celtics. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and it's that time of year coming down to just an incredible month of basketball. We got around a month before the start of the NBA play-in games or so, approximately a month left to go before the end of the regular season, start to the play-in, and then the playoffs the following week after that. But big week coming up for March Madness. Conference tournament's coming down to a close. March Madness Selection Sunday is tomorrow. Anybody out there, if you guys would like to join in on the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, that link is pinned in the chat. All are welcome to join. All you have to do, click the link, create an ESPN account if you don't already have one, and be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. As we'll see if we can keep on joining the group and get it above 50 plus, 60 plus people, possibly triple digits like we've done in the past. Hey, what's good, my man Jeff? Glad to have you back in. Thanks for joining in. We got both Jeffs out on the street. We got Giovanni, welcome in. Got the Celtics in for this one. Yeah, Celtics should be able to take care of business tonight. A couple tough games for Boston. Quite the challenge for them, going up against number 2 and number 1 in the West. Back-to-back games. Lost a tough one on Tuesday against San Antonio. Jaylen Brown got tossed 3 minutes before halftime. And then the Thunder, they were in a back-and-forth game late on Thursday night at OKC. Celtics played their hearts out. No Jason Tatum and no Derek White. Only lost by 2 against Oklahoma City on the road. Really goes to show the character for the Celtics this season, and only lost that game by 2 points. A tough foul call in the final seconds remaining against Oklahoma City gave Oklahoma City the victory as Celtics picked up a tough foul call. I think it was like 0.6 seconds left to go, and it sent OKC to the free throw line, able to knock down their shots, pick up the 2-point win. But hold their heads up high for the Celtics, because it's been incredible what they've done so far. There's no such thing as a gap year for the Celtics. They come out and they're proving to everybody that, once again, they are going to be title contenders to represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals if they keep on playing like they've been doing, because question mark is who's going to take the East. It's completely wide open, and Celtics reminding everybody that they are still here, that they are still back. What's good? We got Marcus, Cynthia, Dark Eye Lowlander. Welcome back in tonight on this one. Yeah, no problem, Jeffrey. Yeah, no problem if you can't be in the chat for tomorrow. I'm planning on streaming at 5:30 tomorrow, Selection Sunday, bracket reveal coverage. That starts at 6. I'm going to break down the bubble and the teams on the cut line tomorrow at around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. I'll go through some of the teams that could be in the bracket, could be out of the brackets. And I'll go through some of the games right now since we got a couple minutes before start a tip-off. This is ridiculous. This Ole Miss team, that's a 15 seed. Last year they made a deep run in the tournament. Got a really good head coach that coaches extremely well, Chris Beard. This season, they're 15-19. They're 4-14 in the SEC. A couple weeks ago, I looked at the SEC standings, and I was like, what in the world happened to Ole Miss this year? Well, last year, they had a bunch of seniors. So they went deep in the tournament as a 6 seed with a bunch of seniors. Well, in 3 nights, they win 3 straight games in the SEC tournament. They knock out Texas in the first night, which Texas is one of the bubble teams that might be cut tomorrow, might be like the last team in the brackets. They eliminated Texas in the first round. Then their second game, they eliminated Georgia. And then they eliminated Alabama, the 2 seed, yesterday. And they're taking on Arkansas right now. It's in overtime, 91-88 Arkansas with 27 seconds left. Tulsa, Wichita State, that's the American semis. That game's tied up at 19. Tulsa went into triple overtime yesterday and beat North Texas in a battle of a war of attrition. They're going to have their tough hands full against South Florida. South Florida looks really good, which I got to see them a little bit of that game. I watched that game earlier this afternoon. South Florida drilled 12 threes, 86-64 win over Charlotte. That team can bust brackets. I think if they draw North Carolina in the first round, I think UNC is in some deep trouble. Dayton took down St. Louis in the A10 semis today. So there's going to be a bid stealer potentially in the A10. VCU, borderline cutoff team on the bubble for them, like one of the bubble teams for VCU. So VCU has to win the A10 tournament championship to get in, because they're going to be sweating it out Selection Sunday. I don't see it being 3 bids out of the A10 getting in if Dayton beats VCU tomorrow. A couple of conference tournament champions. Howard won the MEAC today, back in the bracket. Well deserved for them. 23-10, not a bad record for an HBCU. Howard goes to the tournament once again. Yale in the semis beat Cornell. So Yale's going to take on Penn Upstate Harvard in the Ivy semis. And this was an upset. Vanderbilt smashed Florida 91-74. Florida up to a 1 seed, and they got smashed today. What's good? Suave in the street, welcome in. Francisco, thanks for joining in. Celtics fully healthy besides Vucevic. So everybody playing tonight besides Vucevic. Yeah, good to see everybody's available once again. So the injury bug was hitting the Celtics a little bit recently. Pritchard had missed the game against San Antonio. White had missed the game against OKC. Edgar, welcome in. Looking to see if Charles Bassey going to get some playing time today. Yeah, Wizards, I don't think this game's going to be close. Wizards are, both of these teams should be able to get bench guys, like down the rotation in this game. Because I think this is going to be like a blowout. Celtics are 20.5 point favorites. Wouldn't shock me if the Celtics won by like 30 in this game. Washington, they took Orlando into overtime this week. Yeah, that was the last game. Washington took Orlando into overtime 136-131 in their last game on Thursday. That was a road game at Orlando. This is the 4th and final game on the road for Washington. They haven't won since February 20th, so almost a month ago, which the only team they beat in the last month was the team that's worse than them, Indiana. They beat Indiana twice at home. And then every other team they lost to, they're coming in with a 10-game losing streak. Pacers with a 12-game losing streak. Holy moly, Pacers fell flat on their face. Go all the way to Game 7 of the finals, and then they completely crumble this year. Yeah, Celtics need to win this one. This would be just terrible if the Celtics lose this game. They're 1 game above the Knicks. Celtics need to get that 2 seed. Knicks are not great this year on the road, so that extra game in the conference semifinals to the playoffs is going to be so beneficial. Knicks are 19-16 on the road. Celtics been excellent 2 ways this season. 21-10 at home, 22-13 on the road. So actually last year they were a better road team than at home. They had like a lot of home blips last year against teams that they should have won against that they didn't win against. And this season, I mean, exceeding expectations in a big way for Boston. 43-23. I'm going to see what they were last year for them. Do a quick glimpse at what they were on like March 14th, 2026 or 2025 last year. Celtics were 48-19 last year, 43-23 this year. So just a 4-game difference between where they were this year to last year. Wow, thanks for the update, Jeffrey. Really appreciate it, bud. With that Arkansas Ole Miss update, Ole Miss about to wreck brackets if they somehow win the SEC get in. Holy smokes. Looking like the team that just screwed around in the regular season and decided to win enough games to qualify for the conference tournament, because if they were dead last in the SEC, they would have been ineligible for the conference tournament. So they won enough regular season games to get them there, and then they just simply show up for the conference tournament. Yes, I got a JT jersey on tonight. Yeah, Celtics a 20.5 point favorite. That's a huge spread to cover. Kind of tricky on that type of spread. I can see the Celtics covering that, honestly. Like, taking the frustration out, beating this Wizards team by 30. Celtics beat the Wizards game 1, 136-107 on November 5th. Celtics won game 2, 146-101 on December 4th. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser, Jason Tatum, Neemias Queta, the starting 5 for the Celtics. Everybody healthy besides Nikola Vucevic. Trae Young playing tonight for Washington. Trey Johnson, Will Riley, Bilal Coulibaly, and Alex Sarr, the starting lineup for Washington. Yeah, I saw that loss today. Florida got smashed against Vandy. That was shocking. Florida have been playing some really good basketball lately for them. Washington goes in the red uniforms, whites around the middle for the stripe, dark blue numbers, and white letters at the front of the jerseys, white letters as well at the back of the uniforms for Washington for this matchup. Going left to right on the floor for the Wizards. Celtics on their home court tonight at the TD Garden. 1-2 in their previous 3 games. Only the second time in the new year that they're on a 2-game losing streak. Only time that they lost 3 straight games was to open up the season at 0-3. A game that they severely need tonight for the Celtics to get themselves back on track. Take care of business. Opportunity, playing a brutal schedule for the Celtics down the home stretch in the last month of the season. This is one of the freebies you have to take on the calendar. Celtics, same jerseys that I'm wearing tonight. Black uniforms, green numbers, green letters, white outline. Queta and Sarr at midcourt going up for the opening tip as we are underway. And they're going to have to redo the tip once again. So, redo it off the opening tip. They'll try again between Queta and Sarr. And this time it goes to Washington to control the opening tip as we begin with action. First possession for the Wizards. Trae Young. Bounce pass out to the left wing perimeter. Baseline jumper taken by Washington. Off the back rim, no good. Misfired on the shot there for Alex Sarr. Opening possession for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown off the double team down low. What up? Got it blocked up in the air. Right back to Queta. Circles around inside the key. Scoop score. Upping it off the backboard. It is good for 2 by Queta. Good to see the big fella on the board off the opening possession. This could be a monster matchup here for Queta. Washington let Bam Adebayo drop down 83 on Tuesday. This could be a humongous game by Queta. 3-point shot is well off the mark, misfired by Washington and out of bounds. Well, that's good. The Naija player, welcome back in. Yeah, that's big news for you there today, bud. Congratulations out to UMBC, America East Conference champs. Tatum drives inside the key, swings it off to Queta. Queta, runner, connects on it. Perfect 2 for 2 for Queta. Trae Young at the top for Washington, number 27 in the NBA in offensive rating. Young floats it outside. Fake number 12, Trey Johnson on top. They'll try a 3. And no good. That is way off the mark by Bilal Coulibaly. Celtics with possession. Jaylen Brown past midcourt. Jaylen shake and bake at the top of the key. A crossover, drives downhill to the cup, puts in the shot, got it to go. It is good for 2 for JB. Celtics cooking it right now, taking our business right out of the gate in this game. 3 for 4 for Boston. 0 for 3 to begin for Washington until that shot is a sizzle down on the 3 ball by Trey Johnson. Derek White at the wing, bounce past Queta. Queta around the perimeter, looking for someone to hand it off to. Away from the play, foul charge to Trey Johnson. What's good, Charliso? Welcome back in. Yosin on the channel, welcome aboard. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Just getting started tonight. Good start so far for the Celtics. Yeah, Celtics have had some issues starting off these games as well. Had some trouble out to slow start, so needed to get off on the right foot. Done exactly that so far. Celtics looking for the inbound. Tatum finds Brown. Brown at the top. 1-on-1 defended by Star around the perimeter. Switched off the double team. Lob down low, finds Queta. Queta soars up to the rim, up and in. Off the glass, scores the 2. Wasn't the prettiest of layups there by Queta, but anyway, finds his way down off the backdoor layup. 6 points perfect, 3 for 3. By Queta in the first 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Trae Young, 15-foot runner, got it. Yeah, he's the guy who's going to see if he can get Washington into the game. But the Celtics going to attack Trae Young all night long. White, handoff Brown at the top with Tatum. Tatum flares it off to Brown. Brown pops up for a 3. Left off the rim, no good. Pinwheeled around. Offensive rebound goes to Hausers. Washington and the 3 guys standing in the paint all couldn't control the defensive rebound. White saves the basketball, pins it off. One defender to corner, sails out of bounds off Coulibaly. Gonna stay Celtics ball. Heads up basketball played here by Boston. Derek White, excellent to collect that offensive board. Celtics baseline looking for the inbound. They find White. 3 offensive rebounds so far for the Celtics. White push pass down low. Queta again soars up and scores up and in off the window for 2. Man, he is making it look so easy starting off this game. Feeding Queta. There's 0 interior defense displayed by Washington. Coulibaly buries the 3. Wizards able to hang in, drilling 2 threes now. 2 threes in the runner, scored by Trae Young. Tatum at the top. Tatum drives downhill to the cup. No good. Left it off the glass. Just a tad strong. He was working on Will Riley as the defender. Corner jumper for the lead. No good. Missed by Washington off the back rim. Deflected out. Last off Asar. Too little, too close for comfort right now to start things off. Still a long way left to go. Celtics with possession. Tatum push pass at the corner off the Hauser. Back into the hands to Tatum. Tatum off the screen set by Queta. Tatum dribble drive downhill to the rim. No good. Missed the layup. Offensive rebound control by Queta. Queta went up. Erased that shot though as Alex Sarr comes away with a block. Young, a kick out corner. Trey Johnson traveled with it. Turnover. Just getting started tonight. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Celtics going to play their style, slowing down tempo right now for Boston. Jaylen Brown gliding up to the elbow, ball got poked loose and broke it up out of bounds off Washington. Hey, what's good? Keith, welcome back in. Yeah, Queta's the guy who's going to have a big point total at the end of this game there. Having Queta just power his way down low. This time, White forces up the shot. Will draw the shooting foul. 2 shots here coming up at the free throw line for Derek White. Purcell, welcome in. I'm hoping it's the Celtics, man. They're right there with San Antonio and OKC. That's going to have to play itself out. Also, Denver in the mix in the Western Conference. I'd say those 3 teams most likely going to be... You could see either one of those 3 between San Antonio, OKC, or Denver in the finals. But if the Celtics stay fully healthy, good chance that they're going to get there, win the East. Question is if whoever comes out of the West, if they're fully healthy. Second free throw is good by White, so both of them go down. Yeah, I think it's going to be Celtics Spurs too, in my opinion, if Wemby stays fully healthy. Spurs have been playing insanely great recently. Wide open jumper, that is way off the mark, off an air ball by Washington. Celtics with possession. Brown gliding inside the paint. Brown up fake, kick out corner. Hauser laces up the three off the back rim, no good. Tata tips it up to Brown. Offensive rebound. Out to a wide open three at the corner. White skipped around the rim and out. Another offensive rebound controlled by Brown. White again. A bullseye. He drills it. Too easy. Way too many offensive rebounds for the Celtics right now. 6-zip on the offensive glass. And Washington doesn't even want to bother to box out. Trae Young, runner off 1 foot, missed off the mark. Derek White controls the long rebound. Up the floor for White. Celtics with numbers. Hauser, 4-on-3. Lays up the three. Off the rim, short. Rebound controlled by Sarr. 7-point game approaching the 6.5-minute mark left to go in the opening quarter. Corner jumper. Young off the mark, no good. Tipped around. Tatum there to control the defensive rebound. Celtics got numbers. 3-on-2. Bounce pass. White to Brown. Dish outside. Corner 3. Tatum. No good. Around the rim and out. And out of bounds. It was last off the Celtics, according to the refs. Jason Tatum, unfortunately, couldn't bury that wide open corner 3. Nevertheless, Celtics up by 7 to the first timeout. 15-8 Boston going into the opening timeout. It seems like the Celtics should be up a whole lot more than just 7. They're owning the glass. And that's where they've been able to rack up wins, is owning the rebound totals. Last couple of games were tough on the rebound margin. But the game against the Cavs, they crushed the Cavs in the glass. The week before, they crushed Milwaukee in the glass. And it's these types of games. You win the battle on the glass, then you're going to win by double digits. Right now, Celtics are just poured it on in the rebound margin to start things off. Celtics playing their final game of the season against Washington. Yeah, you have to win this. You don't get too many opportunities on your schedule against teams with this bad of a record, so you have to take advantage of this right here, right now. Great start by Keita. 8 points by Keita so far. 4 for 5 from the floor, just powering his way inside the low post. 5 by Derek White. Jaylen Brown with 2. Tatum yet to score. 0 for 4 to start off for Tatum. Hey, what's good, Michael? Thanks for joining in. We got Bradley. Welcome back to the stream, bud. Quick update. College basketball scores going on. Let's see what we got. We had a really solid game that went into overtime between Arkansas and Ole Miss. And Arkansas picks up the win, 93-90. That's unfortunate for Ole Miss. Ole Miss will not be in the tournament. So, sadly, no Ole Miss in the tournament. But, man, did they play their hearts out in the SEC tournament. 3 straight wins in 3 straight days of the 15 seed. They took down Alabama yesterday. And Arkansas with Darius Acuff just too good at the end. 3-point lead for Arkansas. Games going on right now. This is what we got currently for conference tournament games. Houston up over Arizona. Big 12 tournament championship. That game just started 7-5 for Houston. Utah State up against San Diego State 11-8 in the first 5 minutes of action. Mountain West tournament final. And then Wichita State leading Tulsa 33-26. No shocker there. Tulsa played a triple overtime game against North Texas yesterday, and a bunch of players were cramping up for both sides. So that's so tough to do. You played over 50 minutes of basketball in one game, and then have to play the next day when players were cramping up 24 hours prior. That's so tough to do. So I would expect Wichita State to come out when that game face South Florida in the American Championship tomorrow. Missed runner by Washington off the glass and out. It's going to be Celtics ball coming back from the timeout. Leonard, thanks for joining in. We got Michael on the stream. Celtics with possession. Peyton Pritchard, first time on the floor alongside Tatum, Queta, Brown, and Sharman. Brown, a right baseline dribble. Floats it off to Queta. Queta, runner, inside, off the back rim, no good. Sarr controls the defensive rebounds. Alex Sarr backs his way inside the key. Lost it, stole away. Sharman collects the steal. Up the floor for Baylor Sharman. Bounce pass finds Queta. Queta out to an excellent start. 8 points, 4 for 6 shooting. Pritchard at the top. Crossover. Pritchard dribbles up. Jumper. Deep 2 off the step back. Bounced off the rim. No good. Sarr controls the defensive rebound. Both teams stagnant recently with their offenses. Trae Young slides it outside. Washington will take a 3. Well off the mark. Tatum picks up rebound number 2 tonight. Tatum yet to score so far today, though. Jaylen Brown, spin cycle, dump off, underneath Queta, skies up and puts it right over Sarr with a layup. Incredible job to play make right there for Jaylen Brown with an assist. Neemias Queta already double digits, 10 points for him in the first 7 minutes of action. Sarr battling Queta. Queta picks up the reach-in foul. Yeah, that's the question. Queta looks like the guy that's going to be doing that right now. Queta already with 10. Just leaning heavily on Queta. This is a matchup for the Celtics. It's like, look at the records between these two teams. You know that we have guys that can easily drop down 50 against this Washington defense, like JB and JT, but this is going to be a game that we're going to have our big boy go off. Broken up by Tatum. Tatum collects the steal, and it goes right back over to Sardo. Stepping into a 3 off the back rim, no good. Missed by Trae Johnson. Offensive rebound to Trae Young. Atop of the key 3 by Washington, and Coulibaly buries it. 6-point game right now. Bilal Coulibaly, he's got 6. Pritchard. On top to Queta, left wide open, at the top of the key, dribbles up, hand off Tatum. Tatum up fake, 15-footer, yet to score so far. Lob down low, Queta behind the defense, scores, count it, and 1. At the free throw line for Queta. Too easy. 0 interior defense by Washington. They bring a double team at the top of the free throw circle. Queta rolls down to the bucket. There's nobody remotely close to defending Queta out in front. Everybody is behind Queta, and Queta goes up fake, draws the contact and the foul, scores the basket. Free throw coming up. Yeah, I'm feeling a Jaylen Brown big assist night. 3 assists for Jaylen Brown. He had 7 in the game that he was tossed against San Antonio. Yeah, he's playmaking like crazy tonight. He's getting Queta the ball. So I like Jaylen Brown to cross that 7.5, get over the 7.5 assist mark tonight. 9-point lead for the Celtics. Queta made the free throw. First time on the floor for number 7 for Washington. That's Bub Carrington. A jumper is good for the Wizards. That is a 3, number 00. Tristan Vucevic off the bench. 6-point game. Queta at the top of the key, fires a bullet, broke it up though, looking for Sharman, picked off by Washington. Up the floor with the Wizards, wide open 3 again, that's Tristan Vucevic for Washington who buries it. It's only a 3-point game. Timeout by Joe Mazzola. 20-17. 3-point game, Washington hanging in with a 3 ball, 5 for 12 right now. From behind the arc. So we have a timeout taken on the floor. Yeah, a couple unfortunate possessions for the Celtics there. That broken up pass, that was just a key defensive play for Washington getting active defensively. Tristan Vucevic and Nikola Vucevic not related, according to this AI overview research. So, despite sharing a similar surname, Serbian heritage, they are distinct individuals with different family backgrounds. So, those two unrelated kind of look like each other a little bit, based by like kind of like facial expressions or so. Let's see here. We got 3 games that went final in the NBA. Sixers beat the Nets 104-97. Hawks trounced the Bucks 122-99. And the Spurs, they just keep on winning 115-102 over the Hornets. Wemby went for 32, 12, and 8 today. Arizona leads Houston 14-12. Utah State, San Diego State tied up at 15. Wichita State up against Tulsa 39-33. And UConn St. John's going to tip off any minute from now. Hey, what's good, Ronald? Welcome back in. I'll be back live tomorrow, Selection Sunday, 5:30 p.m. for the Selection Sunday bracket reveal. Going to go over the bubble 30 minutes before the bracket, approximately at 5:30 p.m. So we'll go over the bubble tomorrow, and the teams on the cut line. And then we'll get into the bracket reveal starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow. If anybody would be interested in joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group for this year's March Madness Challenge, that link is pinned in the chat, and all you have to do is click the link, create an ESPN account if you don't already have one, and then click Join Group for a Behind the Arc Basketball group to submit a bracket into this year's Bracket Challenge. That's going to be a half-court violation charge to the Celtics. I don't know about that call right there. Man, Jaylen Brown's had some terrible whistles against him this week. And let's see. Did he slip? It's a tough replay to see. It looked like Jaylen Brown had slipped. So he didn't show any retaliation or anything. I think he knew that was on him. So actually, yeah, Jaylen Brown had slipped on the court. The ball sailed from the front court to the back court, resulted in a half-court violation. Washington responds back with another 3, 9 points off the bench for Tristan Vucevic in 2 minutes for Washington. 6 for 13 from 3 for the Wizards. Celtics just 1 for 7. Missed 3 by Brown. Offensive rebound controlled by Showerman. Celtics living in the offensive glass. 0 struggling to box out for Washington, to say the least. Pritchard pulls up straight away. 3, no good off the mark. A rebound secured by Washington, and a reach and follow charge to Gonzalez. Wow, this is frustrating to see now. 1 for 10 from 3 for Boston. It's a brick fest here for the Celtics. Bub Carrington with possession. Swings it off to the corner, teeing up a 3 for the Wizards. Missed off the mark. Jaylen Brown there to control the defensive rebounds. That was Sharif Cooper, former Auburn Tiger. First minute on the floor for him today as he missed the 3 ball. Pritchard dribbles around the pack. Inside, kick out Sharman. On top, Brown. Up fake Jaylen. 8 on the shot clock. Jaylen Brown backs his way at the low block. Puts up the shot, draws the foul. And 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, this score is wrong. It's 20-20. It's not 26-20. It's 20 to... Or check that. It's 23-20. Or, no, it's 20. Yeah, 20-20. Yeah, 20-20. ESPN is completely wrong on their scoreboard. So that... my scoreboard, for some reason, syncs to ESPN's, I believe. Celtics have the lead. It's 21-20. Yeah, Washington's getting their points taken away right now. I looked over because I can see the box score at ESPN. They must be going off the ESPN box. It said 26 or 23-20, 26-20, and then 23-20 again, and now it's the correct score, 22-20. There we go, 22-20. Celtics have a 2-point lead. I was going to say Washington didn't get statted for 2 extra threes. They had I have the stats up over here. They had Sharif Cooper statted for 2 extra threes off the bench. Like, he just checked into the game. Like, where are these threes coming from? You got 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Tristan Vucevic, who has 9 off the bench already. So 2-point lead for the Celtics. Now it's 1 as Tristan Vucevic buries the first one. What's good, Rydog? Welcome back in. Second free throw is good. We're tied up at 22. 11-2 run by Washington. Celtics with possession. Jaylen Brown on the floor with Pritchard, Garza, Sharman, and Gonzalez. Brown, one-on-one, takes on Carrington, drives on Carrington, inside the key, up fake, Brown, puts it up, puts it through, it is good for 2. JB, right to the cup right there. Outside, Carrington, up fake, dribbles up into a deep 2J, connects on it. Big response right back for Washington, 24 even. Washington, 13-0 on the bench points, 11 of those coming from Tristan Vucevic. Jaylen Brown on top. Brown accelerates inside off the Euro step, puts it off the back rim and in. 2 more for JB. Jaylen Brown needs to, he is knowing that he's going to take it to the hole, and he's done exactly that right now. 18-0 points in the paint for the Celtics. Keita just annihilated Washington, started off this game inside the paint. Washington takes the lead because of their 3-point shot making. Corner jumper goes down. That's made by Jameer Watkins. Pritchard off the mark on a 3. Celtics called an offensive foul. An illegal screen set by Garza going to go back to Washington. Hey, what's good? Jay Ramirez, welcome in, man. Yeah, it's still early on in the game. Celtics were looking really good early, but they've allowed Washington to get back in, take the lead. Washington has been nailing their threes. I don't think the Celtics expected that out of Washington. Bub Carrington floats it inside, bad pass away from Tristan Vucevic, results in the steal. Celtics with possession. Peyton Pritchard dribbles up, circles around, kick outside to the wing. Sharman tees up the 3, Reynolds in the triple. Baylor, Sharman automatic there from the perimeter. That's a humongous shot, leading the Celtics to a 2-point advantage. Bub Carrington, edge of the midcourt logo, takes on Derek White 1-on-1. 5-second differential, shot clock, game clock to close out the end of the opening quarter. Jumper from deep, no good off the mark, missed by the Wizards. Celtics, final possession, Pritchard up the floor. Pritchard, step back 3 in the air, off the back rim, no good, as he missed it at the buzzer. 2-point lead for the Celtics. Washington, these guys are paid players in the league. They're hanging in right now. 29-27 at the end of 1. Keita with 13. He leads the way. Yes, Jason Tatum's playing tonight. So Jason Tatum's playing. He's yet to score. He's played 8 minutes, but no points. 0 for 4 shooting. 0 for 2 from the perimeter by Tatum. So we're going to take the quick break here in between quarters. We'll be back in a couple moments. Are you a fan of Behind Your Arc Basketball and want to rep the BTAB brand? Then check out the Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store online at Teespring Marketplace. Click the link posted in the description of this video, or you can click the QR code as well. The Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store is your online shop to rep my channel brand. My merch store has shirts, sweatshirts, pants, shorts, winter hats, pillows, mugs, phone cases, and so much more. And new to the Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store is Mr. Top's gear to rep your favorite tortoise. Check out the newly added Mr. Top's jerseys and all the other great items at the Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store online at Teespring Marketplace. Only a 2-point game right now to the end of the opening quarter. Still a lot more game left to go. So yes, Jason Tatum's playing. Peyton Pritchard's playing as well. So Celtics have everybody fully healthy besides Nikola Vucevic. So only one guy out. Hey, what's good, Ward? Welcome back in. If you guys would like to join in on the Behind Your Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge for this year's March Madness Tournament Challenge, feel free to do so. That link is pinned in the chat. And I will be back live tomorrow. Special live stream, 5:30 p.m. for Selection Sunday coverage. Going to break down the bubble, who's in, who's out towards that cut line of the NCAA tournament brackets. Going to go live at 5:30 p.m. to break down who are the teams in jeopardy of potentially being cut from the tournament, the last teams in on the bubble, and then the brackets get released starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Right now, college basketball scores look like this. St. John's leads UConn 10-0. Somebody asked me today who to take. I told that person St. John's. Number 1, they're playing at home. Number 2, they got blown out. They lost by 32 the last time they took on UConn. Number 3, St. John's beat UConn at home. St. John's is playing in the conference tournament championship at MSG, basically their home floor. And UConn lost last week to Marquette. If you lose a game to Marquette this late in the season, you can lose to anybody in the country. We get back to action. 29-27. Celtics a 2-point lead starting off the second quarter. Garza towards his left around the perimeter. Handoff White. Bounce pass underneath. Garza up fake scores. Backdoor up and then off the backboard. Opening possession for Washington, left to right on the floor. White is on the court with Hauser, Garza, Sharman, Pritchard for the Celtics. Got blocked. Derek White from behind denies Tristan Vucevic. Here goes Boston up the court. Sharman outside Pritchard. Pritchard dribble drive up fake. Moves off to Derek White. White leading in, took the jumper, bumped into and fouled. And 2 free throws coming up here for D. White. Yeah, Celtics been wearing down teams in the second half, so they have gotten out to slow starts, and eventually they put a close game into a 20-point lead for them. 5 points so far for Derek White. Just had the first block of the game. He's got 4 rebounds so far as well, so good start for him. If you have his over on his rebound prop, things looking good over there. First free throw is good. Second shot is good as well for Derek White. Washington with possession get called an offensive foul though. So turnover charge to the Wizards. Celtics going to have the basketball back. Pritchard with possession right now for the Celtics in the opening minute of the second quarter. Garza, handoff White, dribbles up inside the key. White, no good, off balance shot off 1 foot. Rebound goes back to the Wizards. Sharif Cooper, former Auburn Tiger at the wing. On top, number 5 for the Wizards with Jameer Watkins. Around the perimeter, 8 in the shot clock for Washington. Sharif Cooper with possession. Cooper taking on Derek White. Drives on the White inside the key. Dump off underneath, and it's good. Up and in off the glass by Watkins. Pritchard went down hard. Back into that play. Good to see he's back up on his feet, though. Pritchard receives a cross-court burst of speed. Kick out corner Hauser. Hauser dribbles up to the elbow. Out around the perimeter. Garza gives to Pritchard. Swings it off to the corner. Sharman up fake. Outside on top of White, moving it around the world. Rainbow 3 off the mark, no good. Missed by Hauser. Tipped around. Sharman keeps it alive in the corner play. Pins it right off the backside of Watkins. It will stay Celtics ball. Resilient possession there by the Celtics. Even though they didn't make the shot, Baylor Sharman saves it, just chucks it from 1 foot away off the backside of a defender and out. Inbound goes to Garza. 9-2 offensive rebounds for Boston. Celtics hustling big time on the glass so far. Pritchard, 5 the shot clock. Pritchard dribbles up top of the free throw circle. Step back 3 in the air. Off the mark, no good. Garza, offensive rebound. Put backs there. That is too easy. 10-2 in the offensive glass for Boston. It's like Washington's got 5 guys standing there all in the paint, not even bothering to put a hand up, doing nothing. They just stand there. They don't box out. That's what makes a bad team be a bad team, is when nobody cares to box out or even want to rebound. Like, you got to do all the dirty work to make your team a tremendous team. And Washington's got guys there, they're just not even giving the extra effort, just standing and not even bothering to rebound the basketball. If you can't rebound, you can't win games. And yeah, that's the telling story. If you're 16-49, you ain't winning many games this season. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Jamir Watkins. Tatum's playing. He's yet to make a shot so far. So he's played 8 minutes, but 0 points. 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Tatum. First free throw was missed by Watkins. Second free throw, and that one's off the back rim. Rebound, guess who it goes to? It goes to the Celtics. Rebound numbers, a landslide, 20-9 in favor of Boston. Luka Garza, handoff Hauser, 10 on the shot clock. Sharman at the wing, up fake, drives on Carrington outside to Hauser. Hauser on a 3, rips it down to shoot on a triple. Space to operate. Sam Hauser just too good from the perimeter. Timeout on the floor taken by Washington. 38-29. Celtics playing Celtics basketball as of late, starting off quarter 2, part of a 9-2 run for Boston. That's the Celtics team we know. Boxing out, controlling the glass, smashing their opponent in the rebound column. 20-9 in rebounds for the Celtics, 10-2 offensive rebounds, 10-7 defensive rebounds, 22-2 points in the paint. Celtics are winning this game despite shooting 3 for 15 from 3. They're 20% from 3. Washington 7 for 16. You can't sustain that the whole game. You just can't sustain that number for the whole game. You're going to have to go inside and balance it out and score baskets. There's no way that a team can keep up the 3-point shooting like that. They've attempted 16 threes out of 24 shots. And they're only 3 for 8 from 2 with nothing in the paint area. Or only 1 basket in the paint area. Yeah, what Washington's known for nowadays, like, you get traded to Washington, that's basically where your career goes and crumbles. Like, Anthony Davis, traded to Washington, injury-prone star. I mean, that's tough. Like, guys in their last leg of competition. Trae Young gets traded to Washington because he's seen as a cancer in the locker room at Atlanta. Tonight, just 2 points in 8 minutes so far for Trae. Flashback to 3 years ago in the playoffs. Ice Trae was keeping the Hawks in the series, forcing a Game 6 against the Celtics in the first round. Going off for some big-time games. Knocking down major shots late in games to steal games for Atlanta. And then he gets traded to Washington. And this is where your career comes to a close and completely falls, and you just can't recover for most guys. Like, I know a lot of people talk about, like, how bad it's been for, like, Detroit sports, how, like, the Lions have hurt for years, and like, it's been a struggle out there. The Lions, the Tigers, the Pistons were an afterthought until recently. Their turnaround last year was like a serious start for the Pistons to turn things around and to help out the sports city of Detroit. And the Lions started to turn things around as of late. But yeah, Washington, holy smokes. I mean, yeah, they're even worse in that category, in my opinion. The Commanders, as of late, they had a playoff season last year. Garza going to get credit for the 2 goaltend violation charged to Washington. Yeah, Washington has been bad for a long time for the Wizards. Yeah, luckily KP was able to get out of there. So he was there for a period of time for Porzingis, and luckily helped out the Celtics win a championship in 24. Follow-away jumper, no good off the mark, missed by the Wizards. Number 13, Sharif Cooper goes back to the Celtics. Pritchard finds Hauser up the floor from the TD guarded logo. Got it. Sam Hauser rips in another triple. 14-point lead for the Celtics. Corner J, no good off the mark, missed by number 5 for Washington. That's Jameer Watkins. Hauser started to get hot. Floats it cross-court into the hands of Pritchard. Pritchard, around the perimeter, takes on one-on-one with Anthony Gill. First minute on the floor for Gill tonight. Pritchard towards his right, bounce pass down low. Garza off the pivots. And a foul picked up before the shot, reaching in for the Wizards. Wow, awesome, man. I actually didn't watch any of the World Baseball Classic last night. So, yeah, I was doing a lot of my prep work for today's game I had for lacrosse, and I put on a bunch of conference tournament games. I had like a 4-box screen last night for the conference tournament games. And, yeah, some of those games were wild last night. Ole Miss beat Alabama, and then Ole Miss just went into overtime but lost to Arkansas. So, unfortunately, Ole Miss is not going to be in the brackets. Derek White off the screen. His 3 around and out. Rebound goes to Washington. St. Louis got taken down this afternoon against Dayton. So Dayton might steal a bid out of the A-10. St. John's is up 19-9 right now against UConn. Arizona leads Houston 29-22. Utah State, San Diego State tied up at 32. Mountain West, if Utah State wins that game, it's going to be a 1-bid Mountain West, which is going to feel odd. Inbound goes to Washington. 14-point game, under 7:40 left to go before half. Trae Young, only 2 points for him so far tonight. At the top of the key, Wizards, down to 8 on the shot clock. Driving, down low, runner, off the back rim, no good, misfired by Trey Johnson. Celtics with possession. Tatum, back of the floor. Yet to score so far for JT. Celtics plus 13 in rebounds, 23-10. Sharman, bounce pass, Keita down low, soars up to the rim. And guess what he does once again? He scores for another easy 2. 2 easy by Keita. 19-2 run in the last 5.5 minutes for the Celtics. Neemias Queta works his way up to 15 for the game leader. Timeout by Washington. This game belongs to Queta tonight. 27, a career high. Last week against the Bucks. Tonight he's on track for 30+. 15 points with still 7:05 left to go before half. Queta is the guy that's going to crack 30+ tonight. It's going to be a new career high for Queta. Yeah, it's tough for the Mountain West. I think a lot of people turned on the Mountain West as of late because when it gets to the tournament, a lot of those teams struggle in the tournament format. So it's been tough. I think it was 2 years ago they had like multiple bids in the tournament, and the only way that they can get there out of the Mountain West, in my opinion, if they have 8 losses or less, they can get an at-large. Since it's one of those conferences, it's not a Power 5, but it's not like a mid-major. It's one of those like high mid-major conferences, like the highest of the mid-major conferences, the Mountain West A-10 American. But only team with single-digit losses is Utah State. So Utah State's firmly in the field. They're a 9 seed, but like an 8 or a 9 seed. They're 27-6. Everybody else has at least 10 losses, so that's where it hurts. And I mean, San Diego State's 14-6 in the Mountain West. Utah State went 15-5. San Diego State played a tough schedule for them, so they're like borderline cutoff for them. They need to win that game to ensure they're in the bracket. So they'll make a 2-bid Mountain West with a win. Yeah, that stings. I'm looking at San Diego State's profile. They lost to Troy in double overtime in the second week of the season. And that stings too. They lost to Baylor. Baylor was not good this year. Yeah, that was not seeing Baylor in the tournament this year is going to be weird. They were like a mid team this year. They were like around 500 for their record. San Diego State lost to Grand Canyon. And then they lost against Utah State the one time they played them. Or no, they played them twice. They beat Utah State the second time, 89-72. Yeah, they're right on like the cutoff line. San Diego State, Texas, Auburn with a horrific record. I don't see how Auburn makes it in. Miami, Ohio is probably going to get into the play-in rounds. Played like a top 5 easy schedule in the nation. 31-1, but they didn't play anybody noteworthy on their schedule, so it's really tough to judge. Missed shot by Alex Sars. We get back to action. St. Louis is an interesting one to see what their seed's going to be tomorrow. A lot of people have them projected as a 9. Honestly, they've been not too good lately. They're 4-4 their last 8. Bounce pass. Keita rolls down, went up, got stripped, got fouled. 2 shots coming up at the line by Keita. Yeah, tough game by Trae Young. I'm hoping to cover probably some of the first round games. Probably like 1 or 2 games on Thursday, 1 or 2 games on Friday, probably. I know for sure I can do the Final Four in a national championship. Things kind of get tough for me over the weekend. Got a lot of stuff going on next weekend. I got triple header for volleyball next Saturday, so I'm probably not going to be able to stream much next Saturday, and then next Sunday is supposed to have a baseball game, so it's going to be tough to stream next weekend for me, the tournament games. So I hope to cover on Thursday and Friday some of them. 46-29. Keita's got he's got 16 currently. He split the free throws at the line. Trae Young, his pass broken up out of bounds off Sharman. Right before the trade deadline, Trae got traded to Washington. Trae Young with possession. Off the screen set by Sarr. Dribbles up to the elbow, takes on Sharman. Sarr at the top of the key, a 3. Take it off the mark, no good. Misfired by number 77 for the Wizards. Or that's 27, Will Riley. That 2 looked like a 7. Tatum. Yet to score so far. Look at the change that. Attacking a rim. No good. Off the glass too strong. It was contested. Working on one defender. Quarter jumper. Trey Johnson no good. Put back shove no good. Tatum saves it. Controls the defensive rebound. Up the floor. Celtics with numbers. 3-on-2. White floats it cross court. Quarter 3. Sharman off the mark. Washington with a defensive rebound. Both of these teams stagnant offensively right now. Trae Young bricks an open 3. And yeah, the Wizards, who started off 46% in the opening quarter from 3, have completely fallen off a cliff in the second quarter and now in a 5-minute scoring drought. Broken up out of bounds off Washington will stay Celtics ball. Jaylen Brown with 8. Tatum yet to score. No points in 10 minutes for Tatum on 0 for 5 shooting. Once Tatum gets into a groove, watch out. Brown lost the handle. Loose ball, got it back, and got stripped, turned it over. Washington up the floor with numbers. 3-on-2, blocked by Keita. Here goes the Celtics with possession off the block. 2-on-1, Sharman, up fake. Sharman floats it down low, looking for Brown, broken up on the bounds off Riley. Some opportunities there for both of these teams. Numbers advantages, and they can't put them in on either side. Keita been a monster tonight. Man, Keita single-handedly winning this game for the Celtics right now. 16 points, 7 for 9 shooting. First block of the night, 5 rebounds. Keita at the top of the key, hand off White. White into the hands to Tatum. Jab step, right wing. Tatum dribbles up, spin cycle inside the key. A dish. Keita, rudder, got it. Namish Keita, 18 in the opening half. Man, he is making it look easy on the floor. 18-5 in the block. Trae Young. Nothing much going for Trae so far this game. Dish out to the top. Washington will try a 3, and he splash it. Yeah, Washington with a lengthy scoring drought. Not looking likely it's going to go over. Especially when the Celtics play like a slow tempo. Celtics, their key turnaround's been through their defense. Derek White, quarter triple, buries it. Off the assist by JT. 19-point lead for the Celtics. Koulibaly drives, attack, swings it on top to Sarr. And Celtics pick up a reach-in foul. Gonna stop the clock with 4:12. Yeah, I'm still working in radio, Jay Ramirez. So same place I've been working at. Coming up on year 9. I've been there. No good in the 3-point shot for Washington. Bricked off the back rim by Jameer Watkins. Celtics with a chance to go up by 20+ with this possession. White, lob, Brown, kick out corner. Target range, open 3. Pritchard off the mark, no good. That's a rare miss for him out in the clear. Trae Young guarded by Pritchard, 1-on-1. Trae, step back jumper, deep 2 baseline. That's not even close. There's a guy that's completely given up on the team that he's playing for. For Trae Young, Keita, attack, spin cycle. Keita, left-hand layup, got it to go. It's a clinic, 20 by Keita in the opening half. Wide open 3, Sarr, missed off the rim, short tip to Young. Trae Young pulls off the Ben Simmons. Open layup instead, dish out to the corner. Will Riley scores the layup. Jason Tatum, needing to get a bucket for him, stripped and fouled. Clock will stop with 3:04. This has been just a weird game so far. Trae Young, 2 points in 12 minutes. That's unfortunate. This guy 3 years ago took the Celtics into Game 6 of the first round, single-handedly. Gets traded to Washington, and his career is starting to crumble. This is only his 3rd game as a Wizard. So he got traded at the trade deadline, and he has played 2 games so far. This is his 3rd with Washington. He's missed a lot of time this season for Trae. Hasn't played in many games for him this year. Jumper is good by Koulibaly. Yeah, Keita's the one to lean on tonight. For sure, he's going to have a career high. Lob, Tatum. Keita soars up to the rack and dunks it with authority. It's a big-time first half for Nimi. 22 on 10 for 12 shooting by Neemias Queta. Basket's good for Trae Young. 4 points now for Trae. Celtics with possession. Queta at the top of the key. 2:15 left to go before halftime. Tatum steps into a 3 straight away. Right down the chute, delivers. Jason Tatum finally on the board. Sizzles the triple. Trae, edge of the midcourt logo, takes on Pritchard. Dribbles up at the elbow. Puts up the shot. Got it to go with an and one. Trae Young finally has awoken for Washington. .22 by Queta. Big time by Queta. Derek White, by the way, he's a plus 28 on the floor. Washington, whenever White's been on the floor, as he's on the court right now, it's a 19-point lead. They got into a lengthy scoring drought with him out there. It's been big defensively for White tonight. A block, a steal, 5 rebounds, 10 points. Jaylen Brown, wing of the perimeter, slides in on top. Pritchard dribbles up, outside White. Up fake White. Dribbles inside the key, floats up the shot, no good, around the rim and out, battle for the rebound, tipped around, and touched out of bounds. It's off Washington. That's all Derek White, forcing that possession to be lost in the baseline. 50-50 hustle ball, able to rip it away from a Washington defender, put that ball on the deck. Got players scrambling for it at the baseline of Washington. The last one to touch it touched the baseline and out. What's good? Ron in the street, welcome in. Benzino, welcome in. I heard that was an incredible game. Magic Wizards. Yeah, Magic squeaked it out. Got into overtime the last game. Derek White, top of the key. Screen set by Keita towards his right off the dribble. Derek White dribbles up to the elbow. Runner, no good off the back rim. Keita rips away the offensive rebound. Celtics king of the glass in the opening half. Brown, that's an air ball and a three. Pinwheeled around off the fingertips of White. Tatum, right place, right time, scoops it up. Tatum, jumper, deep two, rattles it in. Jason Tatum, 2 more for JT. 21-point lead for the Celtics. Final minute left to go before halftime. Celtics 12-3 in the offensive glass. Big numbers in the rebound column for this game. Tatum controls the defensive rebound. Celtics with possession. 50 seconds left to go before half. Celtics going to slow it down, playing their style of basketball. 20.5-point favorites. Didn't look like that early on. Celtics led by just 2. At the end of the opening quarter, 29-27. A dominant second quarter, 33-14. Tatum looking for more. Soaring up to the rim, missed the layup, tipped around as Washington comes down with it. Pass got batted away. Pritchard off the steal into the hands to Tatum. 2-second differential, shot clock, game clock to close out, go into halftime. Celtics look like they're going to get the final possession before half. Tatum at the midcourt logo. Takes on one defender. Towards his right, switch guarded by Trey. Bounce pass behind his back, sets up White. White accelerates inside the key, bumped into and fouled. 4.2 seconds left to go. A horrific foul picked up by Washington on Trey Johnson reaching in. And that sends Boston to the bonus. And Derek White will shoot 2 free throws. That's good. Fatsy the realist on the stream. Welcome in. Hey, awesome, man. PC going to the semis if they win the next game there for the Hockey East. 2 shots here at the line for Derek White. First shot's up, first shot's through. Derek White, second on the team in scoring tonight. 11 points for White. This game has belonged to Keita. Keita with 22 in the opening half. His career high is 27. Washington has got a big man problem. They cannot defend the interior whatsoever. Keita, second free throw. White, second free throw, buries it. White with 12. Inbound Trey. 3 seconds left. Trey, pass midcourt, half-court, heave at the buzzer. No good off the glass. And we go to halftime. It's the Celtics dominating by 23. Big time at second quarter for Boston. 35-14 second quarter box score advantage. And the Celtics, who were a 20.5-point favorite on the line, a lot of people were worried about Boston covering that for quite a bit of time tonight. Look how they completely reversed it and just locked down Washington in quarter 2. Washington went on a 5+ minute scoring drought at one point in the second quarter. It's big-time Nemi night tonight. 22 points in 16 minutes for Keita. Doing it the ethical way for basketball. 10 for 12 from the floor. 2 for 3 at the free throw line. It ain't hack the other team. It ain't getting to the free throw line attempting 40+ free throws because your team hacked the other team. There ain't no team that's going to be recording 30+ personal fouls in this game. He is doing it through the ethical way of basketball tonight. 22 points, all inside the low post, 10 for 12 shooting by Keita. Just grinding his way inside. And a serious issue for Washington with their interior defense. I mean, I've streamed for over 7 years on the channel. I can't remember an NBA team being this bad with interior defense in a game and throughout the course of a week being this bad. And I've streamed hundreds of these games. Like, that was a terrible display of paint defense by Washington in the entire first half. 32-8 points in the paint. And there's only so much you can do when you shoot the three. Washington was hanging in the first quarter because they were drilling threes and then completely crumbled in quarter 2. Washington started off, they were 46% from 3 to begin the game. I think they were like something like 6 for 14 to start. They're now 8 for 23. They've gone stone cold. Celtics aren't shooting the ball that well from 3. Doesn't matter. 6 for 22 from 3. They're just pounding it inside. Getting to the rim, 32 points in the paint compared to 8 by Washington, and then 12 for 13 on free throws for the Celtics, and smashing them on the glass. Celtics are having guys left and right hustle, collect rebounds. I mean, that's unheard of for a rebound margin to be that big in the first half. 33-16 in rebounds, 12-3 in offensive rebounds. Only 5 turnovers by Boston, 8 turnovers by Washington. Cato with 22. Derek White with 12. Derek White's perfect at the free throw line, 6 for 6. Jaylen Brown with 8. 7 by Tatum, 6 by Hauser. Garza has 6. Shireman has 3. So it's not like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Peyton Pritchard have had incredible games tonight scoring. Like, they haven't been able to score that much. Tatum, though, crashing the glass. 7.7 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown with 3 assists. Jaylen Brown started off like first couple minutes. He had 3 quick assists. Peyton Pritchard has 3 assists. Derek White with 6 rebounds. Already going over his player prop for rebounds tonight. Just straight up hustle on the glass by the Celtics team. Alex Sarr with just 3 points. 3 points in 16 minutes on 1 for 6 shooting. Trae Young with just 7. Minus 18 for both Sarr and Young. Top scorer is Tristan Vucevic off the bench. 11 points in 7 minutes. Yeah, Brown's turning more into a playmaker tonight. He hasn't really wanted to be aggressive for him. So he's just been able to give those opportunities to Kata. They're constantly looking for Kata, and they know that nobody on Washington can defend Kata, so he's just devouring them down inside. Mr. Top's coming up in a couple moments. I'll be back live tomorrow. If you guys like college basketball, Selection Sunday live stream at around 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'll go to the bubble for approximately a half an hour before the start of the bracket reveal at 6 p.m. And then we'll have a March Madness tournament bracket that will get revealed for the bracket right after 6 p.m. for tomorrow's March Madness Selection Sunday bracket reveal show. If any of you guys would like to join in on this year's March Madness Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. That link is pinned into the chat, and all are welcome to join in. All you have to do is click the link and join the ESPN Tournament Challenge group, and then create an ESPN account if you don't already have one. If you do, all you have to do is click join the group for a Behind the Arc basketball group, and then be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge. I'm hoping to cover some of the games for the tournament, probably like 1 or 2 streams on Thursday and Friday. Probably not going to do as many, unfortunately, as I've done in the past. Reason why is I'm pretty busy on the weekends coming up. I have a triple header next Saturday for volleyball. I have a baseball game next Sunday. And I think that baseball game, there's this, the team that I broadcast for, they're like 15 minutes away from me, but I believe they're going to reschedule the game to another site that's like an hour and a half away from me from some reason. Yeah, we've been dealing with snow, so we're recovering from a blizzard. Most of the snow has been melted, but a lot of the fields for baseball are unplayable, so the teams that I broadcast for, they're coming back from spring break out in Florida this week, and then next week they have like their first home games of the season. So it looks likely they're probably going to reschedule like far away from me, where I'm like close to Rhode Island. Looks like they're probably going to reschedule like someplace towards like northern Mass, towards New Hampshire. So I'm probably going to have to travel there next Sunday. Yeah, good start for the Celtics. Big second quarter, 35-14 second quarter. No shock. Celtics have been doing this constantly. Yeah, I would agree there that Derek White is the top defensive guy on the Celtics. I think last year he was the top shot blocker for a guard by position in the entire NBA. He does all the little things. Like he does all the scrappy things. Yeah, let's see. Derek White, once again, he leads NBA guards in blocks this season. 91 total blocks, averaging 1.5 blocks per game. Wow, that is by far the top shot blocker for a guard by far. 91 blocks for Derek White. The number 2 guard, Cade Cunningham, has 52. That's a huge difference. So Derek White's averaging 1.4 blocks per game. Cade Cunningham at 0.9. I thought he for sure would be able to get 8 assists in the first quarter. Like, he was on track for that. He had those 3 quick assists and then all of a sudden completely trailed off. I think it's going to be tough for Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, to get those 8 assists. Reason why, Celtics build up like a 30-point lead. They're going to substitute Brown out. Like, why risk? Have your top scorer play and put in the reserves for the final 15 minutes or so of regulation and action. So I think it's going to be tough for him to reach that 8 assist mark. Yeah, I take back what I said earlier. I honestly thought, based on the rate that he was going, that he would get there. He had 3 assists in the opening quarter, and then after that, just no assist after that. Tatum, though, he's the one that's going to reach that mark, most likely tonight. Yeah, Jason Tatum, 5 assists at halftime. Jason Tatum could have a triple-double before it's over. 7, 7, and 5. So he hasn't scored like crazy. He's only 2 for 8 shooting. He did have a 3 and then a 2. And then 2 made free throws for him. That was late in the second quarter, so there was a couple opportunities there. Let's see what we got. Scoreboard college basketball. Arizona up against Houston at the half, 44-36. St. John's is smashing UConn, 36-19. Here's my honest take about UConn. Analytically, they're not that great for them. They were a 1 seed for up until last week, where Florida surpassed UConn, and then Florida overtook UConn as a 1 seed. I'm kind of hesitant on UConn in the tournament. I think that there's a good chance they can get bounced out in the second round, in my opinion. If they take on a team like Ohio State as a 7 seed, I think they're in some serious danger. There's some back-end seeds that's going to pose problems to higher seeds, to better seeds. UCLA is another one of those teams. UCLA is probably going to be a 7 seed. They could pose a threat to UConn. I'd say Ohio State, though. They played a 1-possession game against Michigan. Ohio State have been playing some really good basketball. If they land in the 7 line, based on how UConn's been playing, that could pose a tough matchup. Man, UConn just cannot get it together lately. They lost to Marquette last week. St. John's is crushing them in the conference final, where, I mean, you're playing bad basketball right now. It's going to be tough in the tournament. That game was not pretty yesterday against Georgetown. And the Big East as a whole, it's been so disappointing. Only 3 teams going to get in out of the Big East. Villanova looks like they're probably going to be a one and done. They've been incredibly disappointing for them. They did not fare well against Georgetown and lost in their conference tournament. Dropped a seed line or 2 because of that. Yeah, 67-51 win yesterday for UConn. They've had a couple head scratchers recently. Lost to Creighton around a month ago in a home game against Creighton. That lost to Marquette. That was stunning. Yeah, looking like this game's probably going to go under based on the Celtics defense. 64-41, 105. Halfway to 210. Yeah, Washington's tossing up boulders. Celtics play the slowest tempo, too, in the NBA. So, they're up by 23. They're just going to slow down the basketball and lead their team to victory through their defense. They locked down Washington. 14 points in the second quarter. Jaylen Brown, 22. Probably going to go no to that tonight. Reason why is if the Celtics build up like a 30-point lead midway through the third, then they're going to take out all their starters. So there's a good chance that a lot of these guys are not going to get playing time in the fourth quarter. Queta, he's going to get a career high. Queta's going to get a career high tonight. He's got 22 points. His career high is 27. They're just feeding the ball down to Queta. And there's no answer defensively for Washington to stop Queta. Just Queta's too good. Man, halftime flew on by. My apologies for not showing Mr. Tops at halftime. That's how fast halftime flew on by. Usually put Mr. Tops on the stream, but gonna have to get ready here for half number 2 coming up. It's all Celtics right now. 64-41. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I didn't even fill you guys in on the other scores for conference tournaments. San Diego State leads Utah State 35-34. It's all Wichita State against Tulsa 68-52. Looks like Wichita State, barring a miracle comeback by Tulsa, will take on South Florida in the American Conference Championship tomorrow. Back to action. Third quarter has begun. Celtics with the basketball first. Left to right on the floor for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown tiptoes at the low block into the hands to Queta. Been the start of match so far. 22 by Queta. Hand off Tatum. Tatum looks to get going. Attack of the rack. Tatum soars up and scores with a right hand layup. Jason Tatum off the DHO action. Up to now 9 points for JT. 34-8 points in the paint for the Celtics. Runner Trae Young drills the 2. Yeah, spot on by Benzino there. Gonna need a lot more of that out of Trae Young. A quick basket off the floater. Tatum drives downhill. Bounce past Queta. Ball with it. Queta collects it back though. 10 in the shot clock. Out to the top of the key. Hand off Jaylen Brown. Jaylen dribbles up. Rises for the jumper. Deep 2. Connects on it. That's his spots. Right at the elbow. Jaylen Brown. Too easy. Able to drill it. And a reach and follow charge to Hauser. Defending Trae off the dribble. Not a whole lot of fouls tonight. Celtics were their 9th as a team in this game. Washington with 10. Nothing crazy. Washington had 34 in that game that Bam scored 83 points. Well off on the 3. Missed by the Wizards. Tatum controls the defensive rebound. Jason Tatum nearing a triple-double potentially tonight. For sure, he should be able to get a double-double. Powers his way to the rim. 2 more by Tatum. 11 points now alongside 8 rebounds, 5 assists for JT. A Young into Coulibaly. Corner 3, that's not even close. All air on the shot by Bilal Coulibaly. White finds Hauser. Back into the hands to Derek White. Celtics step into a 3 with Tatum off 1 foot. Missed off the mark. Coulibaly controls the defensive rebound. 70-43. This game not even close, and no good. Missing at the low block on the shot by Alex Sarr. Celtics 5-4 up the floor. Queta kick out corner. Derek White no good. Over the cylinder. Tip to Trae Young. Long rebound up the court. 1-on-1. Tatum picks up the shooting foul. 2 free throws coming up by Coulibaly. I guess now it's about how to approach a blowout when you got a game like this and you're up by 27. Question will come when to sit the starters, because this game is not even close. First free throw, good at the line by Coulibaly. I'd say once you build this up to 30, once you're past like the midway mark of the third quarter, it's probably where you can start to put in your bench guys into the game. Give the starters a breather right now. Jaylen Brown at the top of the key. Celtics play the slowest tempo offense in the NBA as well, but Washington, other ideas, trying to chip into the deficits. Steal in 3, and the 3 is good. Will Riley cans a triple, only a 22-point game now. They were on the verge of 30, upping the Wizards, and now 22 up. They'll try it again. Jaylen Brown at the top. Hauser. Offensive foul. Hauser came flying in, got chopped up by Trae Young. Let's take a look at the replay right here. I got my, taking a look at the replay myself. Ooh, yeah. Hauser with a push from behind on Trae Young. Hauser was trying to cut and defend Trae down the middle, pushed him from behind, picked up the offensive foul. 22-point lead for the Celtics. 9:10 left to go in the third. Alex Sarr, handoff, Trae Young. And Trae weaves his way. Dump off, down low. Sarr goes up, blocked by White. Not clean, though. And the referees roll a shooting foul. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Alex Sarr. Gauntlet of a schedule coming up for the Celtics. Final month of the regular season. This is what the Celtics have. Monday, hosting Phoenix. Wednesday, hosting Golden State. Friday on the road at Memphis. Sunday hosting Minnesota. Wednesday, March 25th, hosting Oklahoma City. Friday, March 27th, hosting Atlanta. Sunday, March 29th, they're at Charlotte. Monday, March 30th, at Atlanta. And then at Miami to begin April. April 3rd at Milwaukee. April 5th, hosting Toronto. April 7th, hosting Charlotte. And then the Knicks, the Pelicans, and the Magic to close out the schedule. This is one out of the very few freebies for Boston that they have on their schedule. This game, the game against Milwaukee on April 3rd, and then the game against New Orleans on April 10th. That's basically it for freebies. Corner 3, that is buried by Derek White. 73-49, 21 total assists as a team tonight for the Celtics. Washington dribbles up to the elbow. Runner. That's well off the mark, no good. The Celtics there with a basketball with Tatum. Jason Tatum nearing a double-double. He's got one actually right now. That was his 10th for Tatum. 11 and 10 for rebounds. Tipped towards the near side. Trae Young controls the defensive rebound. Outlet pass. Soaring up with a dunk. And putting it through with Bilal Coulibaly. Best possession all game long for Washington. The full-court outlet pass for the assist by Trae Young. Tatum at the top off the Queta screen. Steps into a 3. Sizzles the 3. It is good for JT. 14 points now for Jason Tatum. 4 guys in double figures for the Celtics. 22 by Queta, 15 by White, 14 by Tatum, 10 by Brown. Missed 3 left short. Tatum controls rebound number 11. JT double-double, finds White. White bobbled it, got it back. That's going to be a traveling violation charged to White as he threw it to himself, and you can't do that. JT buries the three, kiss the crowd. Good to see Jason Tatum up by 25. Giving the fans what they love. White, deflection. Looks like he was out of bounds with it. Active defense there by Derek White. Yeah, he thought he was pushed. It's going to stay Washington ball. He thought he was pushed by Trae Young. Derek White tried to save it, stepped to the bounds. That's the right call by the officials. Great effort. Unfortunately, it's going to stay Washington ball, though. Joe Mazzulla, is he going to challenge this? Yeah, he's going to challenge this. And Joe Mazzulla will challenge this possession of the basketball. Celtics up by 25, 76-51, 7:27 left to go in the third. Do I think Jalen will get 22? I'm going to go no, because if the Celtics keep on stretching this lead, he's possibly only going to play 3 quarters. So I'm going to go under 22 tonight for Jalen. Right now he has 10 in 23 minutes. So this is a game you build up a 25-plus, 30-point lead, rest the starters, and have your bench play for the fourth quarter. That's probably where we're at in this game tonight. Unless there's a miracle comeback by Washington, then you're going to have to get your starters in there once again. Cato with 22. Tatum, double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds. All of them defensive rebounds. 15 by Derek White. White with 3 made threes. And Jaylen Brown with 10. 2 guys, double figures for Washington. 12 by Bilal Coulibaly. 11 points by Tristan Vucevic. Trae Young with 9. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams on the channel. Yep. Why not just keep the starters in and foul Washington every single play? I mean, that was horrendous. St. John's up against UConn at halftime, 40-27. Arizona leads Houston, 48-36. Utah State trying to make it a one-bid Mountain West, 41-35. Utah State, 17 minutes left to go in the second half. Wichita State about to take on South Florida tomorrow, 5 minutes remaining, 70-57 Wichita State. Hey, what's good? Joe in the stream, welcome in. D. White is Derek White. Celtics by 25, and they win the challenge. They get the basketball. Left to right on the floor for Boston. Jason Tatum on the court alongside Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Neemias Queta, Sam Hauser. Tatum off the screen set by Queta. Floats it into the hands to Hauser. Laces up the 3. Kaboom! He drills it. Celtics extend the lead at 28-point advantage. Sam Hauser up to now 9 points, third made triple. Alex Sarr just 4 points tonight in 21 minutes. Trae on the floor alongside Sarr, Will Riley. Follow-away jumper. Sarr no good off the back rim. Contested by Queta. Rebound to Tatum. Sarr, Riley on the floor with Trae Young, Bilal Coulibaly also in the courts. Tatum drives right to the cup. Soars up and scores with a left-hand layup. It's a 30-point lead right now for the Celtics. Jason Tatum, 16 points, 9 this quarter. Basket is good. And that's the 5th player on the court with Trey Johnson, who scored a 2. Trey Johnson up to now 5 points for Washington. Tatum, etching the midcourt logo. Down to 6:15 left to go. Rhythm 3 straight away, missed poorly off the bottom part of the glass. Celtics knew that they had a job to do. Come out, take control of this game. Take the lead, never look back. That's what they're doing right now. Crush their opponents. Only time they've lost 3 straight games in a row. That was the first 3 games of the season. Started off 0-3. Be unimaginable if they lost this one. And taking care of business right now. Tough shot going one-on-one iso ball. That was bricked off the rim short by Trey Johnson. Celtics outnumbering Washington on the glass, doubling up them 40-20. Jaylen Brown sees the gap, shoots the gap off the dribble, and scores the layup. 30-point lead once again. 83-53 Celtics with 5.5 left to go. A timeout taken on the court by Washington. Terrific teams do terrific things against bad opponents. And that means they take care of business. And it was a sluggish start for the Celtics. No problem there because they've had those types of starts. But once they get rolling, second quarter and beyond, they get into a groove. 35-14 second quarter box score, 19-12 in the third quarter. It's all Celtics from here on out. 83-53 with 5:34 left. Jason Tatum, 16-12 for points and rebounds. Kata, 22 points. Kata's yet to score. I thought for sure he would get to 30. He's yet to score so far for Kata in half two. So he's still stuck at 22 points. Derek White with 15. Jaylen Brown's got 12. 12 points by Bilal Coulibaly, 11 points by Tristan Vucevic. Everybody else with single digits for Washington. Trae Young with 9, Alex Sarr with just 4. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be live tomorrow, Selection Sunday bracket reveal live stream. Going to start off a half an hour earlier at 5:30 p.m. If you'd like to be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge, all you have to do, click the link that's pinned in the chat, and then create an ESPN account to be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, and then click Join Group to be a part of this year's Bracket Challenge group. College basketball scoreboard update. St. John's up at the half against UConn, 40-27. Arizona beating Houston, Big 12 tournament final, 48-36. Utah State making sure it's a one-bid Mountain West, 43-39. Utah State with under 16 minutes left. Wichita State leads Tulsa American semis, 70-60. Jaylen Brown up to 12 as we get back to action. Right to left on the floor, Washington with a possession. Tristan Vucevic, number 00, handoff. Trae Young, a runner, 15-footer, connects in the 2. Plus got fouled. And a 1 covered up at the free throw line for Trae Young. Signs of life on that possession for Washington. Cutting it down to 28. It's on Pritchard, who picked up the shooting foul. So substitutions in this game and coming back from the timeout. Missed free throw by Trey. A rebound goes to Tatum. Jason Tatum, king of the glass, game high. 13 rebounds past the midway mark of the third. Tatum on the court with Kata, Brown, Sharman, and Pritchard. Kata, top of the free throw circle. Got 22 right now. Bounce pass into the hands to Pritchard. 4 to shot clock. Pritchard dribbles up at the elbow. Out fake. Pritchard step through. High arcing. No good off the mark. Offensive rebound goes to Kata. Kata bounce pass Pritchard. Dish outside Sharman. Extra pass on top. JB with a 3. Halfway down and out. Rebound goes to Carrington. Washington, no good, missed the layup. Offensive rebound to the Wizards. Breaking a 3 off the back rim, misfiring. Was number 12 for the Wizards. And that was off the mark with Trey Johnson. Ball got poked loose towards the near side, out of bounds. It's going to be off the Celtics, according to the refs. So substitutions here for Boston. Hugo Gonzalez going to replace Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown heads towards the bench now. As Hugo checks in, Washington will get the inbound. Tatum, Sharman, Pritchard, Queta, and Gonzalez. The 5 in the court with 4:20 left to play in the third. Attacking the paint, missing the layup. This has been a terrible game inside the paint for Washington. They do not know how to finish. Tatum receives a cross-court. Tatum Euro step right to the cup, and he throws it down with a two-handed dunk. Jason Tatum, the rack attack. 30-point lead once again for Boston. 11 this quarter, 18 in the game for Tatum. Trey Johnson, cross courts. Carrington gives it off to Tristan Vucevic outside. Trey Johnson on top with Trae Young. Trae Young, forward a shot clock. Gonna have to launch. Clamped by Pritchard. Brings along the double. Kick out to the wing. You gotta launch. And they do not launch. It's a shot clock violation. Charge to Washington. Trae Young. That's as big as a big ew as last Sunday's James Harden big ew. You gotta realize where the shot clock's at. He makes an extra pass with 1 second left to go on the shot clock, and it results in a shot clock violation. You gotta take that 3. Tremendous defense by the Celtics. Hugo Gonzalez, that was a veteran basketball play for the rookie. Came along, forced a double team, clamping down Young. Decided to make that extra pass with 1 second on the timer. Missed runner by Boston. Driving, attacking the paint, slicing the feathers, and finally able to score inside the paint. Trey Johnson gets the 2. Celtics slow it down. Approaching the 3-minute mark left to go in the third quarter. All Boston tonight. And Trey Johnson gonna substitute out. Got substitutions here on the floor. As Queta will substitute out. Luka Garza comes in to replace Queta, who's stuck at 22. Tatum, Pritchard, Sharman, Gonzalez, and Garza, the 5 of the courts. Pritchard, inside the key, outside, a Baylor Sharman, a 3 around the rim and out, to rebound secured by Washington. Up the floor, attacking the rack, soaring up and exploding with a right-hand jam. Jameer Watkins with authority. Tatum fires it down low. Garza couldn't get it. Foul, though. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Luka Garza. Foul charge to number 9, Justin Champagnie. Celtics are dominating at the rim today. 44-24 in rebounds for Boston. Points in the paint, 42-16 for the Celtics. I mean, that's unheard of. Washington is just so bad in the interior. Both ends of the floor. First free throw was missed. Second one good at the line for Boston. 13 for 15 right now as a team tonight at the charity stripe as Garza split the free throws. Jumper deep too. Got it. Able to knock down that shot. Number 8, Jaden Hardy, former Dallas Maverick. First basket today. Pritchard, cross-court, connects with Tatum. Rhythm, 3 out in the clear, left short. Tipped up to Carrington for the defensive rebound. 86-61, approaching the 2-minute mark left to go. Firing a 3, and they sizzled a triple. That is Jaden Hardy once again, finding a spark off the bench, plus 6 for him in the court. Luka Garza, handoff Peyton Pritchard, DHO action. Pritchard right to the cup as he scores up and off the backboard. That is just a pretty possession there for the Celtics. 10 for 19 shooting this quarter. Washington not that bad either. 9 for 19 as a team in the third quarter. Tristan Vucevic on a 3. That gets ripped down for the triple. And Tristan Vucevic been one of the lone bright spots for Washington in this game. 14 points. He is the team leader ahead of Coulibaly with 12. Trey with 11. Pritchard wide open to the cup, scores right past Watkins for the easy 2. There is 0 paint defense on display for Washington. 46-16. Points in the paint for the Celtics. Loose ball stolen away. Baylor Sharman poked it loose. Pritchard up the floor. Pritchard inside the key. Got up. Got it stripped. Loose ball hitting the deck. Jameer Watkins comes away with it. Final minute left to go in the third. Washington with numbers, a 3-on-1. They take the 3 and they bury it. That was a gamble. Paid out for the Wizards. Corner jumper by Jaden Hardy. 8 points in 2 minutes. That's a spark off the bench. Tatum going to slow it down. 20-point lead. Celtics are up by 30. Tatum, edge of the midcourt logo, takes on Jaden Hardy. 1-on-1. Screen set by Garza. Garza pops up for a 3. Straight away. Nothing but net delivers. Luka Garza trifecta from the top of the key. 23 up for the Celtics. 26 assists now on 35 made field goals. Boston 48% from the floor. Washington 43%. Major difference in points in the paint tonight. Tristan Vucevic fall away over Garza, around and in. And the Celtics should have the final possession to close out the quarter. Tatum. Pass midcourt. Off the screen set by Garza. Tatum takes it. Off the mark, no good. Missed the 3. Washington. Shot at the buzzer comes up short. And at the end of the third quarter, Celtics by 21. 93-72 Boston. Jason Tatum, big third quarter for JT. A double-double for Tatum, creeping his way up to a potential triple-double tonight. 18 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists for Jason Tatum. Kata stuck at 22. 15 for Derek White. Jaylen Brown with 12 tonight. Luka Garza, double figures for him. He's got 10 off the bench for Garza. 3 quarters through of action. One more quarter remains. 12 minutes left to go as we turn the page to the fourth quarter coming up in a matter of moments. Are you a fan of Behind Your Arc Basketball and want to rep the B-Tab brand? Then check out the Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store online at Teespring Marketplace. Click the link posted in the description of this video, or you can click the QR code as well. The Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store is your online shop to rep my channel brand. My merch store has shirts, sweatshirts, pants, shorts, winter hats, pillows, mugs, phone cases, and so much more. And new to the Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store is Mr. Top's gear to rep your favorite tortoise. Check out the newly added Mr. Top's jerseys and all the other great items at the Behind Your Arc Basketball merchandise store online at Teespring Marketplace. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Fourth quarter coming up in a matter of moments tonight. Jason Tatum, big time at double-double, 18, 13, and 7 for points, rebounds, and assists. Could have a triple-double before this game is over. Celtics king of the glass in this game. Almost doubling up what Washington has for rebounds. 44-27 rebounds for the Celtics. 13-4 in the offensive glass. Points in the paint been a major factor. 46-18 for the Celtics, points in the paint. Celtics' largest lead was by 30. Wakelow in the street, welcome in. Needing Tatum to score. Well, he's been scoring. Jason Tatum had a big third quarter. He has been scoring. Do I think Celtics get 122? Good question. I'm going to go no, most likely. They play a slower tempo offense for the Celtics. So they're probably going to use a lot more clock in this fourth quarter. Washington right to left on the floor with the opening possession. Champagnie drives on Pritchard, stripped. His teammate able to pick it up though. Vucevic out to the wing for Washington. Jameer Watkins, runner, got it, and they will not count it. It's a shot clock violation. So basket will not count. It was too late after the shot clock. Bubba Carrington on the floor alongside Tristan Vucevic, Jameer Watkins, Jaden Hardy, and Anthony Gill. That's the 5 of the court currently for Washington, all bench players. Luka Garza, Derek White, Baylor Sharman, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. The 5 of the court for the Celtics. Sharman missed the 3 off the mark. Gill collects the defensive rebound. Up the floor with Bub Carrington. Carrington on top into the hands to Vucevic. Vucevic of Washington takes on Garza. Handoff jumper deep 2. Carrington will not count it again. An offensive foul charged to the Wizards. So back-to-back turnovers on Washington. Shot clock violation and offensive foul off an illegal screen. Jaylen Brown getting more than 6 assists. I'll go no there. Look at the score. They're up by 21. It's probably going to be bench players, most likely, for the majority of this fourth quarter. Pritchard at the top. Towards his left. Dish outside Sharman. Tees up the 3. 3-point shooting contest for the Celtics to begin the fourth. No good. Missed the 3 off. It's a rebound. Goes to Hauser. New 14 in the shot clock. Chance to run more clock here for the Celtics. Spin cycle. Pritchard. Up fake. Pritchard puts up the shot inside the key. Left it short. Pinwheeled around. Another offensive rebound. Controlled by Boston. And a turnover this time by Sharman. Up the floor. Carrington. Lob over the top. And they got it with a 2. Wasn't the prettiest alley-oop opportunity, but either way, worked out to score 2 points by Justin Champagnie. Or check that, number 9, Justin Champagnie is on the floor. That's not Gill, number 16, that's Champagnie, who's out in the court right now for Washington, the 5th player. Bounce pass underneath Garza, no good off the mark, missed the shot. Rebound hauled in by Champagnie. Garza called in the over-the-back violation. Yeah, Alex Sarr's not on the floor. Trae Young's not on the floor. Washington looks like they've thrown in the towel to start off this game. Eliminated from playoff contention already. And just eliminating themselves from another game to be in this one. Try to throw down a dunk with Champagnie. Fouled over Garza. 2 free throws coming up at the line. That's good. Welcome back from Binghamton. We got Jay Mullen on the stream. I'll be back tomorrow night streaming the selection show for college basketball. If you guys like college basketball, feel free to come on board tomorrow. We're going to start it around 5:30 p.m. for the selection show. Go over some of the teams in the bubble. And then it's going to start at 6 o'clock tomorrow night with a bracket reveal. First shot is good at the free throw line for Justin Champagnie for Washington. Played 2 games for the Celtics. That was back during the 22-23 season. Second free throw, no good. Skipped around the rim and out. Sharman with a defensive rebound. Jaylen Brown right now on the bench. Celtics with Pritchard, Sharman, Garza, Derek White, Sam Hauser, the 5 of the court for Boston. Derek White, cross-court connects with Pritchard. Pritchard dribbles up inside the key towards his left. Into the hands to Hauser. Laces up the 3 off the glass, no good. A rebound hauled in by Jameer Watkins. And Sharman picks up the personal foul, soaring up over the back. So 3rd foul, 2.5 minutes into action in the 4th for Boston. Derek White's on the court. Derek White is on the floor currently. Carrington into the hands to Watkins. Attacks the paint. Slices the double team. Scores the layup. This game getting interesting. 16-point game. Celtics with possession. 7-zip run by Washington. White up the floor. Watkins picks up the reach-in foul. First personal as a team for Washington in the 4th quarter. Celtics led by Neemias Queta, 22 points, 10 for 12 shooting, all in the opening half. 18 for Tatum alongside 13 rebounds, 7 assists. Derek White with 15, Jaylen Brown with 12, 10 points by Garza. Pritchard with possession at the top of the key. Screen set by Garza. Pritchard dribbles up inside. Moves it outside to Hauser. Into the hands to Sharman at the wing. Sharman dribbles out, shovel pass underneath. Backdoor layup attempt, no good, missed by Garza. And a late whistle, the foul charge to Jaden Hardy of Washington. Yes, I still think Queta can get 24 tonight. Especially right now. This game's getting interesting if Joe does elect to bring back the starters. Luka Garza, 10 points. Getting more opportunity, especially with an entry to the injury to Nikola Vucevic. Garza, 2 free throws. First one is good. If you enjoy the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned in the chat. All you have to do, click the link, create an ESPN account, and click Join Group for Behind the Arc Basketball Group for this year's March Madness Tournament Challenge. Both of the free throws good at the line for Luka Garza. Jaylen Brown currently on the bench for the Celtics. At the wing of the perimeter, Bud Carrington. TD Garden logo takes on Pritchard. Carrington one-on-one, a deep 2 jumper off the back rim, no good. Went off the top of the backboard, put back chance, no good. Air ball shot by Watkins out of bounds. It's going to be Celtics ball. Tough game tonight on the Bub Carrington. Just 2 points in 20 minutes off the bench. White sends it off to Garza. Pops up for a 3. Straight away. Connects on it. Luka Garza sizzles the triple. 21-point lead for the Celtics. Garza off the bench with 15. Jaden Hardy swings it cross-court. Corner 3, no good. Another brick, this time by Jameer Watkins of Washington. Celtics off the rebound. Derek White, pass midcourt. White, towards his left around the perimeter, will slow down tempo. Under 8 minutes left to go. White, top of the free throw circle. One-on-one takes on Tristan Vucevic. And his pass gets intercepted by Watkins as they will take it a distance there. That is Watkins with a slam. Or check that, number 8 with a slam for Washington with a poster. That was Jaden Hardy with authority. Yeah, Jaden Hardy, the one who threw down the dunk. Right past Pritchard with a right-hand flush. Timeout on the floor. Taken by Boston, 98-79, 19-point game with 7:42 left. Jaden Hardy been one of the lone bright spots tonight for the Wizards. Jaden Hardy off the bench, 10 points in 7 minutes. He's a +9. Jaylen Brown was on the bench for that entire start to the fourth quarter. So if you guys are just joining in, Jaylen Brown is yet to play in the fourth quarter. 12 points in 26 minutes tonight for Jaylen. So Celtics have 5 guys in double figures, 22 for Kata, 18 by Tatum, alongside 13 of rebounds, 7 assists, 15 for Derek White, Jaylen Brown with 12, off the bench, Luka Garza with 15. Luka Garza, 5 for 6 shooting, perfect, 2 for 2 from 3. Hey, what's good? Hockey in the stream, welcome back in. Washington led by Tristan Vucevic, 16 points in 17 minutes, perfect, 4 for 4 from 3. Bilal Coulibaly with 12, Trae Young with 11, Jaden Hardy, 10.7 minutes. St. John's leading UConn, 47-36, Big East championship game. Arizona up against Houston, 59-49. Just above 10 minutes left to go in the Big 12 tournament championship. Utah State 3-point lead over San Diego State, 53-50 with 8 minutes left to go. Mountain West title. And also the SWAC championship going on right now. 2 teams hovering around 500. Prairie View A&M up over Southern, 20-11. Whoever wins that game is going to be a 16-team play-in in the tournament. Prairie View A&M 17-17, and then Southern is 17-16. Yeah, kind of stunning. Ron Harper Jr. hasn't played tonight. I thought for sure he'd be getting minutes tonight against Washington, but Celtics were without Pritchard and White the previous 2 games. Pritchard didn't play against the Spurs. White didn't play against the Thunder, so it gave more of an opportunity for Ron Harper Jr., but he has yet to step on the floor tonight. He was available to play today. Jordan Walsh hasn't played either, which is shocking. 0 minutes on to Jordan Walsh. Kata back on the floor. So is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown looking for more. A couple up fakes down low, and he scores. 14 points now for JB. 100 for the Celtics. As we're down to 7:15 and under left to go. Tristan Vucevic, his three in and out. Offensive rebound controlled by Will Riley. Will Riley takes on Pritchard off the double team on top. Tristan Vucevic again, and his three splashes through. Jaylen Brown tonight, 14 points in 27 minutes. Pritchard on the floor alongside Brown, Kata, White, and Sharman. Kata at the wing of the perimeter takes on Tristan Vucevic. Fires a fastball, right corner. Three in the air, off the mark, no good. Missed by Sharman. Really good look at a three, just couldn't convert. Jaden Hardy, positive spot out of him today. Falling away, buries the J. Wow, Washington should have played this guy much more tonight. He should have got the start. Jaden Hardy, 12 points in 8 minutes. Jaylen Brown at the top of the key and got bumped into. It turns it over. Up the floor, it is Hardy once again with authority. Steal and dunk for the Wizards as we will have a timeout here taken by Boston. Joe Mazzola going to burn a timeout. Jaylen Brown cannot believe it. He thought he was clearly tripped into and taken out and fouled. It's only a 14-point game right now. 100-86. Jaylen Brown coughs it up. A 30-point lead is dwindled down to 14. Yeah, looked like some contact there as well. Jaylen off the dribble, tripped up, and it was a no call, but the refs let it play on, leading to the steal and the dunk. Jameer Watkins, number 5, he's up to 11. Beg my pardon about the previous score. That was Jameer Watkins with a dunk. The previous one was Jaden Hardy. Hardy with 12. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right now in the timeouts, this game getting really interesting. 14-point game with 6:11 left to play. Celtics been dominating on the glass and inside the paint this entire game. A couple of turnovers recently for the Celtics, allowing Washington to creep back in little by little. Celtics 48-32 in rebounds. 48-26 points in the paint. Utah State, 5 minutes left to go, leading San Diego State 58-52. Looks like it's going to be a one-bid Mountain West, possibly. Arizona leads Houston. Houston starting to come on back, 59-54, with under 9 minutes left to go. In half two, St. John's leads UConn 47-38, 15 and a half left to go there. And then Prairie View A&M up against Southern 22-15, midway through the first half of action. MAC championship tipping off any minute. Toledo 19-14 record, heavy underdogs. An 8.5-point dog taking on Akron, the MAC favorites. 8.5-point favorite for Akron tonight. 17-1 in the MAC, 28-5 overall. And they were behind Miami of Ohio in that conference. So only conference loss for Akron came against Miami of Ohio, which is going to be interesting what happens with Miami, Ohio tomorrow. Duke takes on Virginia. ACC championship tips off in around 40 minutes. Celtics just 2 for 8 shooting this quarter. Washington 6 for 11. Derek White on the floor alongside Tatum, Brown, Kata, and Hauser. Kata outside of White. One dribble. Open three off the mark. No good. A rebound tipped up to Washington. It's Champagny who controlled the defensive rebound. This game getting interesting. They can make it 11 with a 3. Kata, the big fella comes out with a steal. Up the floor for Kata. Deep baseline, outside on top, White. Up fake on top, into the hands to Hauser. Celtics will slow it down. That was a critical turnover charge to Washington. Hauser flares off the screen. Open three off the back rim, no good. Queta offensive rebound. Queta circles around. Queta backs his way off the double team outside. A 30-footer. No good off the mark by Hauser. New 14 in the timer. Off the offensive rebound controlled by Tatum. Celtics with possession. Brown looking to go to work. JB no good. Went up and he got fouled. 2 shots coming up on the free throw line for Jaylen Brown. 5:12 left to go. 3 misses leading to 3 offensive rebounds. Celtics with some severe clock time taken off the clock. If you can't rebound, you can't win the game. And that's been the case tonight for Washington, that if you just cannot battle on the glass, there's no chance. 50-33. Celtics plus 17 on the glass. Celtics 17-7 on the offensive glass. I mean, that's just too much precious time coming off the clock working against the Wizards at this part of the game. Jaylen Brown, both free throws good. Brown works his way up to 16. 102-86. Approaching the 5-minute mark left to go. Gotta go if you're Washington. You're down by 16. Gotta use some sort of urgency. Corner 3. They do bury it. It is Watkins from the corner. 13-point game. Celtics will slow down tempo. Jaylen Brown past the midcourt logo. Brown takes on one defender. Switched guarded by Will Riley. Tatum. Push pass on the top. Hauser steps into a 3 off the bar. Queta, offensive rebound, cleans it up and puts it through off the putback. It is good for 2 by Queta. 24 by Nemi. 18-7 offensive rebounds for the Celtics. Open 3. Vucevic buries it for Washington. 12-point game. Celtics going to use more clock. Tristan Vucevic with 22 off the bench for the Wizards. That's his second made 3 of the night. Tatum, a rhythm 3 straight away. Off the back rim, no good. The rebounds controlled by Riley. And a push-off violation by Queta for the foul. So Queta pushed Will Riley on the glass. And that's now number 4 as a team for the Celtics for personal fouls this quarter. Washington with 3 personal fouls in the fourth quarter. And Tristan Vucevic keeping his team hanging in. He's got himself 22 in the game. Washington only down by 12. Creeping in right now with under 4 minutes left to play. Turn to the corner. Wizards put up the shot. No good off the back rim. Missed by Champagnie. Rebound secure by Hauser. Celtics with possession. Brown, Tatum, Queta, Hauser, White, the 5 of the court. Jason Tatum dribbles up to the elbow. Dish outside. Jaylen Brown up fake from the corner. Brown at the baseline. Jumper. Takes the deep 2 off the rim. No good. A rebound secured by Champagnie. Both of these offenses having a tough time connecting on baskets recently. At the top of the key, Will Riley attacks inside the paint. Riley double clutch and sent the pass away. Tatum with a steal up the floor. White bounce pass. Tatum scores. Up and 2. For the 2, it's good for the buckets. 106-92. Jason Tatum. Absolute gift with a steal off the bad pass by Washington. And makes them pay out in the 2-on-1. Fast break in transition. Derek White. Assist number 4 of the night. Tatum got 20 tonight on the board for JT for points. Timeout on the floor taken by Washington. Jason Tatum, big time tonight. 20 points in 31 minutes. 14 rebounds, 7 assists. 2 steals for JT. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Celtics with extreme balance tonight. When you go up against a team that's this bad of a caliber of an opponent, it's usually these types of games that's more like get it right types of games for everybody, so it's tough to predict who's going to hit the over, who's going to go under on points. These games are very tough to predict against poor teams with bad records because usually those games lead to a balanced attack with everybody going slightly under for the most part. 24 by Cada. He skyrocketed over. Tatum with 20, 16 by Brown, White with 15, Garza with 15. He went over. Yeah, it's against bad opponents. It's usually the lower end guys, who's the bench guys that go over for the role players, and then the star players, they tend to go under in these types of games, unless you're the Miami Heat and decide to give Bam Adebayo all the shots in the world and follow the Wizards to give them multiple opportunities to attempt shots and get to the line. Will Riley slides it off to the corner. Corner 3, Jameer Watkins, results in an air ball. Hauser tips up to Tatum as the Celtics come away with the basketball. 2:50 left to play in the fourth quarter. Celtics, slowest offense in the NBA. Going to play their style. Slow down the pace of play. Derek White at the wing. Working one-on-one, take it on Gill. White, crossover, top of the key. Off the double, finds Hauser. Launches a 3, buries the 3. Sam Hauser, bang-a-bang, ices the game. 17-point lead for the Celtics. Missed jumper to elbow by Riley. Celtics with a rebound. Chance to use some more clock for Boston. Sam Hauser, 12 points, fourth made triple tonight. Derek White, edge of the midcourt logo. Slowing down tempo, 10 in the timer. And a whistle and a foul reaching in for Washington. It's on Gill. So that will stop the clock. Jason Tatum, far side front court, inbound passer. Up by 17, inbound to Cada, cross court to White. Down to 2 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Derek White, defended by Champagnie, one-on-one, laces up the 3, left off the rim, short to rebound, secure by Watkins. Washington with possession. Jaden Hardy, too little too late once he entered the game, but he was a bright spot tonight for the Wizards. Runner, left off the rim, short by Gill. Offensive rebound back to Washington. 3-point shot bricked off the back rim. And they'll dribble baseline to the cup. Try to throw down the dunk with a Watkins over Cada. And he was fouled. So 2 free throws coming up by Jameer Watkins. Clock will stop with 1:33. If you enjoyed the stream tonight, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And if you're a college basketball fan, feel free to join back in tomorrow. I'll be back live covering the Selection Sunday live stream, bracket reveal. I'll be live starting off at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow night. If you'd like to join in on this year's Behind New York Basketball March Madness Tournament Challenge Group, feel free to do so. Click the link pinned in the chat. Create an ESPN account if you don't already have one, and then click Join Group to be a part of this year's March Madness Behind New York Basketball Bracket Challenge Group. First free throw missed at the line by Jameer Watkins. Max Shulga checks into the game for the Celtics. Two-way player on the main Celtics. Hugo Gonzalez comes in. Number 77, Amari Williams enters the contest. Celtics clear out the bench. Neemias Queta set the tone early on in the game. He finishes with 24 tonight. Jason Tatum double-double, finishes with 20 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Jaylen Brown finishes with 16 points tonight for JB. Derek White, 15.6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, double clutch, layup good, and a foul. Free throw coming up at the line by Justin Champagnie for Washington. Luka Garza with 15. Hauser finishes with 12. 6 guys double figures for the Celtics. So all the starters for Boston on the bench. Free throw is good. Celtics look like this on the floor. Peyton Pritchard, Hugo Gonzalez, Amari Williams, Ron Harper Jr., and Max Shulga. That's the 5 of the court for the final minute left to go in regulation for Boston. Pritchard, dribble, drive, a burst of speed inside. No good, missed the shot. Tip in. Shot through off the slam by Amari Williams. Rookie showing up, making a big play, cleaning off the glass. Missed 3 from the corner by Washington. Ron Harper Jr. battling for the rebound. On a bounce, last off of Harper Jr. So for all those in the chats that's looking for Jaylen Brown to score some more points, Celtics have benched the starters. It's all the reserves with a blowout lead for Boston with 55 seconds left to go. And if you bet on Jaylen Brown tonight to hit the over in the points, your prop total for your bet is absolutely fooked right now. 111.96. What in the world happened to my scoreboard here? Should be up. Yeah, scoreboard's having a tough time glitching a little bit. Celtics lead 111.97. The free throw is good. 111.98. Buried both of the free throws. 50 seconds left to play. Pritchard. Past the timeline. Off the screen set by Amari Williams. On top finds Ron Harper Jr. Spin cycle inside the key. Ball got poked loose, stole away. Up the floor and leads to a dunk by Champagnie. Keita is on the bench as well. So Amari Williams came in, substituted to replace Keita. 30 seconds left. 11-point lead for the Celtics. Celtics will not cover the spread tonight. In this game, they're up by 30 at one point. Looking likely they were going to cover the spread. But Boston took care of business tonight. Did what they needed to do, and that was snap a 2-game losing streak. Wasn't pretty at the end. Washington outscored the Celtics 28-14 in the fourth quarter, but either way, it's about bouncing back, taking care of business, and winning the game. And the Celtics will do that tonight. 111-100, the final score. Celtics improved to a record of 43-23 overall, as they are the number 2 team in the Eastern Conference, and Washington drops to 16-49 overall for the Wizards. Thanks for joining in tonight here. Celtics led by a balanced attack, 6 players in double figures, 24 points, setting the tone early on with a double-double by Neemias Queta, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Jason Tatum, double-double. At one point, he was nearing a triple-double. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, alongside a massive third quarter by Jason Tatum. 16 points for Jaylen Brown, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for Derek White. Derek White a plus 33 on the floor tonight. 15 points off the bench by Luka Garza. These types of games, if you bet on games, always remember when one team that's really good that takes on a terrible opponent with an awful record, usually the superstar players, the star players go under, and then the role players, the bench guys, usually go over. These types of games where a really good team takes on a terrible team, it usually results in a lot of guys balancing out the points. So that's what happens there in those types of games. It's not like it's not like 2 really good teams are playing against one another and the superstar players have to carry the team and go off. That's what happens usually in big-time games in prime time on national TV. Those are the games that the superstars show up. In a game, Saturday night time slot, 6 p.m., where college basketball is bigger than the NBA right now, based on conference tournaments where college basketball's time is right now, which it takes center stage, then these are the games where usually the star players are going to take a backseat on a night going up against a bad team. They're going to rely more on playmaking and helping out some of the role players score buckets to balance out that attack and get a balanced rotation going into the playoffs a month from now. They did that tonight with Keita. Keita, big game. 24 points by Keita. Celtics win by 11. Wasn't pretty. Able to get the job done, though, and that's all that matters. They got the dub tonight in this game for Boston. Led by 30 at one point, and they end up winning by 11. I'll be back tomorrow night. Selection Sunday live stream. It's going to start off at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow night for the Selection Sunday live stream. We're going to break down the bubble 30 minutes before the start of bracket review at 6 o'clock. We're going to break down Miami, Ohio. We're going to break down Auburn. We're going to break down Texas. We're going to break down SMU, Texas A&M, NC State, Santa Clara, UCF, Oklahoma, Indiana, Stanford, New Mexico. We're going to break down a bunch of teams and see whether their metrics going to make it into the bracket or not. St. Louis probably going to be a team to break down tomorrow because they lost today, so they're probably going to be a bubble team as well. But we're going to break down those teams that's going to be in the brackets tomorrow, a half an hour before the start of the Tournament Selection Sunday stream at 5:30 p.m. We're going to go into detail about net rankings, quad 1 wins, quad 2 wins, bad losses against bad opponents for these teams that seeded between 9 through 11 in the bracket that has potential playing round implications or potentially could get out of the bracket. Bracket looks like it's going to be Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida as the 1 seed. It's going to check up on that UConn game if UConn wins. Not looking good for UConn. 56-43 St. John, so UConn's going to be a 2 seed, it looks like, and Florida should maintain that 1 seed over UConn, even though they lost to Vandy today. But I'll be back tomorrow for Selection Sunday. If I do have power, I'm hoping to be back live for Celtics against Suns on Monday. We're supposed to be getting a pretty big storm for a rainstorm with a big wind on Monday night, so hopefully I'll have power to stream that one for you guys. Celtics, get the job done. That's all that mattered tonight. Winning against a bad opponent so they can keep on being the number 2 team in the East above the Knicks, and they did exactly that tonight. 111-110, the final score. Neemias Queta, 22 at halftime, finished with 24. Thanks all for joining in, and we will close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. And feel free, March Madness just around the corner. Feel free to create a bracket on the Behind the Arc Basketball March Madness Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned to the chat over on ESPN.com. All you do, click the link, create an account for an ESPN account if you don't have one, and then click Join Group for Behind the Arc Basketball Group. All channel members get a shout out. We got Jason, John, Michael Bradley, Joe, Lonely Satellite, Warren the Naija Player, Norma, Kelly, Ogie, Russell, Rydog, Astros Fan for Life, Owl on the Prowl, I Am Ghost, Ian, Edith, and SGA Sports Talk. Thanks for joining in tonight. Celtics pick up the win, 111-100 over the Wizards. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, everybody. Have a nice weekend. Selection Sunday tomorrow for the bracket if you guys would like to join on in. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.